Concert Crew Podcast, we back again.
Yo, what's happening?
Yo, we got some special guests today.
Shit.
They just released the EP together titled Wolves. One is a Jersey representative, made a career off of educating the people through his soulful music, hip-hop music. The other is a QB legend and one half of the legendary hip-hop group, CNN. We want to welcome to the Concert Crew Podcast our special guests, Lak and Capone. Welcome to the Concert Crew Podcast, good brothers. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling, good brothers?
Thanks. Everything good on my side, man. You know what I'm saying? One of my homies just passed, so I just want to say rest in peace to my man Top. You know,
rest in peace. One of my people's
passed too. Yep.
Rest in peace.
You know
Rest in peace, man.
Trying to get things moving for me and my brother right here. You know what I'm saying? Sticking to the script, educating the people.
Absolutely, man.
Have something I ain't never embarked on, and I just want to try something new with my brother, and that's what we doing.
That's right. That's love, man. Now, it's a lot of stuff going on. Before we even get into the music, it wouldn't even feel right if we ain't discussed some of the stuff that's been going on in the world right now. You know, the George Floyd killing and the whole fallout from that, the rioting around, protesting across the world. How do y'all feel about, what happened with George Floyd, the, systematic racism we got going on in this country and just the whole aftermath of that period?
I mean, I felt as though it's a continuation of how we've been being treated as African Americans. You know what I mean? Like it's not a new phenomenon.
Right.
Us getting killed by the police in this brutal type of fashion. And I want to make 2 points here before I throw it over to my brother Capone. One point is I've been hearing a lot about other things happening. And I'm saying when black people get killed by police officers, the officers usually walk. That's why we're at this point. When other people get killed, the person that kills them usually goes to jail. You're not killing no cop and walking.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where some of the frustration is coming from. But I definitely wanted to just let that be known because people act like, yo, why aren't you doing this? We don't do that because the people who do the murdering, they go to jail after that.
Right.
In this type of situation, we know no justice is going to get done. So the reaction from it is to riot, you know what I'm saying? Or the reaction from it is to just, show your voice. It's a riot is the voice of the unheard. I think that's an MLK quote.
Right.
But, I just feel like it's something that's been going on. I think that, all of the protests and the riots going on, you have to take notice now. It's become a worldwide phenomenon. It was brutal. You know what I'm saying? How you just watch that man take his last breath like that. Crazy thing. But, we were getting hanged from trees, you know what I'm saying? And all sorts of stuff. So seeing this, if you know the history, it just falls in line with it. But there has to be a resistance. There has to be something done. There has to be people saying, yo, we've had enough. And they have to keep saying it because it's an ongoing battle. But, that's how I feel.
I think for me, you know what I mean? I think it was a point where you had COVID, I think, played a lot in what was going on because people were home. People actually had time to sit and think and recollect. And I think that for the world being at a standstill, it gave the people a chance to say, damn. Because a lot of people, when Eric Garner and all that got killed, it was the same thing. They seen the video. It was no different.
Right.
But I think just now, aside from everybody being fucking broke because they ain't been going to work, it's just a lot of uneasiness. And then a lot of the so-called, white people, they got a chance to do homework and do some research because they ain't going to work. They ain't got nothing else to do but sit there at home and say, well, let me go back to see, because I think now you see the white people are totally involved in these protests now. They're totally devoted to finding justice because they didn't actually know about a lot, because a lot of things that happened came on the news and then something else happened and they got swept under the rug. Now it's nothing else. It's nothing gets swept under the rug. So now I guess the uneasiness of the situation, and the main thing I think that made the people realize that this is not a joke, to see a grown man being killed by a police officer, but having a grown man say mommy, call out for his mother. That right there, you seen a white lady with a sign. She said, it was a long sign, but it was like, if my child goes to school and don't return, I'm going to be mad. If my child goes to work and doesn't come home, I'm going to be mad. And it went on for a second. Then at the end, it said, I understand. The revolution has to start now. Because right now, nobody's at work. Nobody's doing nothing. Now, you can't say, I don't have time to protest. I think that was the thing before. Nobody had time to protest. They had to go to fucking work.
Right.
They had shit to do. Now nobody got shit to do. And they're broke.
Right.
So you're going to ask them, you're going to give people $1,200 for 3 months, 4 months that they're out of work. That shit ain't doing nothing. So you get people going to loot. Right. They don't have no choice but to loot.
$20 a day, I want to say.
Looting that, you forgot that it's a bunch of broke motherfuckers sitting at home. And this ain't just for black people. This is broke white people. Right. This is broke Indian people, broke Spanish people. Motherfuckers is broke. So I think that all of that played a part into where we at right now in the world, because everybody's at a standstill. You have to address the situation. It's nothing that's diverse from it. You have to handle it head on. And I think that's where the people right now are fed up. It's like, we're not going to get overlooked no more. We're not going to say, all right, this happened. We're going to march for a few days, and then the president says some shit, and then now they got a whole nother controversy. Nah, we're not doing it. We're sticking to the script. So I think that's where we at right now. The people are just fed up, and they ain't got nothing else to do. They home. They ain't got nothing else to do but understand what's really going on in the world with these police and the system.
Right. I mean, and we never seen it like this before. And that was kind of my next question, like, why now? It happened in Ferguson. It happened with Sandra Bland. Happened with Eric Gardner. But I never seen anything, even like when I'm going back researching, doing on MLK, when he got assassinated. But like now they're protesting across the world. Like, and then even still, we still have the cops who killed Breonna Taylor still not locked up. Like, how does that happen?
I think at the end of the day, it's so much going on. Everybody's going to get their due process. Right. Like Breonna Taylor, her situation is going to get handled. But right now, the focal point of everything is the case that's going on right now. Yeah. Because this is the one that made every other case come to the forefront. Right. So now they have to backtrack. And, you got another case with a cop. He wrestling on the ground with the dude and shoots the dude 2 times.
Right.
Seeing that, right?
Yeah.
So that's happened, 2 years ago?
Yeah, that's a couple years ago. Yeah.
So now everything that's been happening, people are going back to social media and bringing this up, bringing these past issues up. So everybody, like you see the cops, now the cops that happened with, the police chief said, we're going to get to them, but we have to handle this now. Right. So now it's going to be a whole bunch of police officers right now like, oh shit, the shit I did in 2016 going to pop up. Right. They know motherfuckers thinking, bringing everything. We're just building a mountain of evidence against racism, against inequality in the system. We're just building a whole bunch of evidence for these to hang them. That's it. They're not going to get away with it, because as long as there was cell phone video, shit got caught on the video.
Right. Absolutely. I definitely feel like this is a turning point. Like, this feels a little different. Yeah. All them other situations, even back to Rodney King, even Emmett Till, all of that was terrible. But I feel like this one is a little different, just how I feel like it's touched the world. And I think like you was talking about, Capone, a little earlier, like the white people aspect of them feeling like, them being outraged too. I think this makes it different. Like, their voice, they need to speak up and be like, yo, this ain't cool. Like, we always say this ain't the look.
But I never seen it like this,
but
though.
For the white people to come and be like, we can't do this no more. Like, exactly. we understand we got white privilege and this ain't the look right now. I think that's a big deal.
And then also the TV is the gift and the curse right now, because it's a good thing that they oversaturating the TV with it, because now people's getting a chance to go back and watch certain movies. Because like right now on Netflix, Malcolm X is the #1 trending movie on Netflix. So it's taking everybody some time to go back and do some studies, like you said earlier, Capone, about how they really sitting in on this shit and like, yo, shit is real. Like, and it's crazy. So, but I think that everything, man, I hate to say that, the man lost, he lost his life, or it took his life to be sacrificed. But I just think that his higher power already had it lined up and knew that he was going to change the world by whatever happened with his life, man. And
I think we got to a big prize, though, because George Zimmerman also had a trial. You know what I'm saying? This procedure. You know what I mean? So I know this is a good step, but I'm still waiting to see what happens. It's not just
it's not done yet, for sure. Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Because we've been through this before. You know what I mean? We've been through that whole court process, and then he either gets off or like what's the cop, Amber Geiger, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I think she got like 10 years.
Yeah.
Murdering in his apartment.
Yeah, wrong apartment, just shot him. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
You walk into somebody else's apartment and kill him, that's fine.
Absolutely, without a doubt. It's clear and cut. Yeah. Now, y'all, Capone, go ahead.
Nah, I'm just saying, I'm waiting to see what's going to happen.
No, absolutely. We all are, man.
Yeah, I was thinking the same way. I didn't want to be negative, during this time because we need all the positive we could get. But like they fuck us over every time, man. So it's like
I think the world will get turned over though.
Yeah, I feel like they got no choice but to get this one right. It's just too much on the line. It's too much everything. I just don't see. But man, the crazier things can happen, man. But I feel like they're gonna get this one right, and it's gonna be a turning point. Now, Capone, you mentioned the coronavirus, the COVID-19, that's another thing that pretty much stopped the world. You New Jersey and New York, where y'all from, was heavily affected. Just talk about how y'all areas were impacted by the COVID-19.
I mean, like for me, New York, as far as New York, I live in Jersey now, but
okay.
New York, I think New York became a melting pot because you had so many different people working from so many different places in New York. And I think that was like they called New York ground zero. You know what I'm saying? And it just, you got the people in Delaware traveling on a train to go to work in New York, people from Jersey, people from Philly. And that's how it spread it into these different cities and states. And I just think that at some point it could have got contained, but the government didn't want to admit that it was a pandemic until people started dying in astronomical numbers. We thought 9/11 was bad, but 3,000 people died, and now we're looking at 100,000. You know what I'm saying? 3,000 people might have died in the first month or the first few weeks when it hit. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like these areas, when you look at, it's still an older generation that's passing the most. So I think, like they said, it's going to be a second wave, and it's going to attack the younger generation because they still haven't basically contained it. Right. They just tried to wait it out. People is getting checks, but it's still no vaccine. It's still none of that shit for it. So I'm just not going to be, like they said, on Noah's Ark. He didn't go out first. He sent the sheep, the goats, and all them out first. Go ahead, y'all go. Test the waters. I'm not going to be one of them sheep.
I'm with you, Paul. I'm with you, man. I ain't on the first list, dog.
We open it up, and then I'm going to be in the club like, yeah, we open it up. You know what I mean?
Nah. I'm with you, 100%.
If we had it bad then, we're going to have it even worse later. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, basically, we're being set up for failure.
Yeah.
We're being because this is right now an economical crisis to them more than a death crisis. Right. So all they're trying to do is get the economy back on track, and whatever, if it happens again, then at least they'll make some more money off the economy. Then they can give it another stimulus package. Fuck all that. Just tell niggas to stay home for a year.
Word.
Right.
Nobody go nowhere. Fuck it. You know what I mean? That's the only way you can contain this shit.
How much
still have no vaccine or nothing, and I'm not taking no vaccine.
Yeah, absolutely not. Nah, they keep that.
Nah, they keep that. I ain't put that vaccine.
When you said that, like, yo, it ain't no vaccine, I was like, dog, I ain't taking that shit anyway.
I'm not taking that vaccine.
That's like when you go to jail and they test you for what's the shit, TB, They inject TB.
Yeah. Talking about we didn't know if it popped back up in your arm.
This shit is a fucking medicine game.
Yeah. Then they come check you a couple days later and check your arm. Put your arm out the slot.
Nigga, you just gave me TB. You know what I mean? Like, shit is crazy. Shit is crazy. But, you know, COVID is fucked up. You know what played a major part? We, as black people, thought we couldn't get it at first. That was the
bullshit. We fell for the banana in the tailpipe.
In our skin, we couldn't get it. No, niggas outside partying. Well, fuck it, let the crackers get it. And next thing you know, we started dropping in astronomical numbers.
Right.
And now, you know what I mean? So, you know, we just got to be on point as a people, as a whole, each one teach one, and try to keep our brothers safe, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Rest in peace to Fred the Godson and Shooter, too, man. Rest in peace.
You know what I mean? Fred the Godson, my boy Shooter, you know what I mean? Like, I think everybody lost somebody that they know.
Yeah,
crazy. That they don't know. Like, I lost about good 8 people to the COVID. You know what I mean?
Dang, crazy, man. I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Definitely not a joke. Definitely not a joke.
But on the positive side, how was your like creating process during the COVID? Because you know you got nothing but time. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure y'all was keeping close and staying close with each other. How was that whole process? Capone, was you still going over my man Lak Craig without the mask and all that from the rip when y'all was, you know, getting up? What was the whole process with that, man? Because I know y'all had to come with a whole different game plan to attack the streets now with your project to even push it even harder. So how was that whole process, man?
I mean, you know, the album was the album was done before COVID hit. So, you know, the creative process, you know, we had already handled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now with more time to just let people know what's going on, and we just wanted to talk to the people. And it's an internet wave now because can't nobody go nowhere. You're not going to the radio. You're not doing all that. So how we're communicating right now is the wave. So it wasn't really a matter of creating, even though I did, you know what I'm saying, we did get together. I did go to Greg Lane verse and all that, but the creative process was done. Right now, it's more about molding and doing this in phases. So when the world opens up, we can really hit the stage and let people know what's going on and how we're going to get down.
Now let's talk about this Wolves EP that you put out. Now, Lak, when you previously was on the podcast, you gave us, you know, you told us that this was in a process, you know, of being made at that time. So now y'all put this out. Now, what statement did y'all want to make with this Wolves EP?
Well, I feel like we made an educational hardcore hip hop album. You know what I'm saying? We made something that was educational, but we made something that was for the people. We made something for your family, but it's a street album. It's a hip hop album. You know, falling in line with lesson 2, you know what I'm saying, and grabbing my man Capone and having him on there, which was such a blessing, is still the same message. You know what I mean? So I'm not deviating from anything that I've done, and I'm not making no weird left. This is still educational hip-hop soul music at its finest. This is still, I mean, it's the hardest of the hard. It's beautiful music. So the statement is that, listen, man, if you need something hardcore to listen to, that you want to play around your kids, play around your family, but you still want the essence of hip-hop to be heard in the music, this is that album for you. Facts.
I agree.
That's dope. So let's talk about some of the songs on here. It's an EP. So let's talk about some of the songs and what's the meaning of them to y'all. We're going to start off, y'all had 2 interludes in the beginning and the end, but the first official track is Wolves. What does Wolves mean to y'all?
For me, Wolves is like, you know, like I'm coming from a street perspective of wolves. You know what I mean? It's a lot of wolves in the street, you know, and they prey on the weak. You know what I'm saying? But in a sense, where I'm coming from, it's like, you know, wolves is the leader of their pack. You know what I'm saying? A wolf is smart. Wolf is a smart animal. You know what I mean? And I think that I'm a leader of my pack, and I'm smart. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a beast. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you're getting the educated side of Capone right now, but then you have the Capone side of Capone.
Yeah.
I feel like right now it's being an educated wolf. And that's why I wanted to come on this album, be an educated wolf. Still be the wolf that I am, but be educated.
Right. Right.
Definitely, that sums it up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for me, wolves is a smart animal. Like you said, they move strategically. They move in packs. They hunt in a different way. They're known as one of the smartest animals in the animal kingdom. So for us, you know, it's kind of only right to really, and we thought about this. You know, we was in the studio just vibing, late night session, having a conversation, talking about animals, and wolves came out, and it was just a perfect representation. Like when we said it, it was like an aha moment. Like, yo, this is dope. This is, you know, the themes around it. When you listen to the intro, you can kind of feel where we was going with it. So, you know, it's definitely something that represents the beast, but it represents intelligence.
Right. Hey, Pone, was you concerned about, you know, your core fans not accepting, you know, you being, you know, the street rapper, and then now you come up with a conscience style?
Nah, you know why? Because at the end of the day, I always drop jewels in my records.
That's true. That's true. From War Report days.
Yeah.
That same line too.
I definitely try to, you know, give the people jewels in everything I do. It just at this point in what we're doing, I'm not mentioning selling crack. I'm not mentioning somebody getting shot. I'm not mentioning beating somebody to fuck up. I'm refraining from all that, and I'm sticking to the script and doing it in a way where it feels like I'm beating somebody to fuck up. Like the energy is still there.
Right.
The cadence is still there. But it's just now I might give you 2 jewels in a record. Now I'm giving you a whole verse of jewels. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But on the same street level, like I said, I attacked this EP on a street level. I wasn't trying to be the one that's pertainingly book smart, because I am book smart, but I wanted to draw the narrative between him and me, because they always want to see me for me.
Exactly.
Still give them me, but in a way to where it's like, all right, you're gonna get Capone, but you're gonna get the Capone that was in jail laying on his bunk reading his books. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get that Capone.
Right. That's dope. Now the next track is Black Woman. This is one of my personal favorites on here. This was dope. I like how you set it off, Capone. I like both of y'all lyrics. I like the direction coming from 2 brothers speaking on Black Woman. This was dope right here, and this beat has been flipped a couple times by a couple different artists. And I like how y'all point of view on this beat. This was dope, right? Talk about the Black Woman track right here.
Well, first, let me say, when I first heard the track, I didn't hear anybody flip it.
Oh,
okay. To the studio, Merc had the beat. You know what I'm saying? When I first walked into the studio and heard the track, I didn't hear anybody flip it. So didn't like listen to somebody else and try to, you know what I mean? Like, yo, Merc had the record sitting on the he got like a little turntable jump. So I'm like, yo, and then he made the beat. I'm like, this is crazy. So I wanted to do a song about Queen Nzinga to that beat. I said that from the door. When Capone and I, I'm starting to talk like my daughter. I know, it's my 8-year-old. Anyway, when we were working on Wolves, we actually had a day where he just came into the studio and we started talking about Assata Shakur.
Yeah.
So he's going, you know, he's schooling me about Assata Shakur. I know who she is, but I didn't know her background story and all the information. You know what I'm saying? Capone is mad thorough with that. So while he's telling me about Assata Shakur, then I started talking about Queen Nzinga. You know what I mean? And then during that conversation, we're like, yo, we got to do a song. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about 2 powerful ladies. That's how the idea for the song actually came up. You know what I mean? It was a brotherly conversation about 2 powerful ladies, and it manifested to a record.
That joint was dope. I
fell in love with it as soon as Merc played it. I didn't hear nowhere else.
Well, that's good. That's good that you didn't hear the other versions, because you could just put your point of view on it. You ain't had no outside interference on your on the.
It wouldn't have mattered. You know what I'm saying? Situation.
How many of your conversations turn into records, man? Because I'm pretty sure y'all be killing each other on the verbal side, going back and forth. Great conversations. How many of them joints turn into records, or you hold a bar or 2 or a jewel or 2?
Basically.
The whole EP is basically.
That's what's up.
Footprints, all of the joints, man.
Yeah, that's next, man. Footprints.
Yeah. I Footprints is one of my favorites too. because that beat.
Yeah,
like,
that beat. That beat.
You know what I mean? And I felt like, you know what I'm saying, we walking together. He walking with me, I'm walking with him. And we're gonna walk with each other. And that's what footprints is. You know what I'm saying? We're walking together to teach the people, to educate the people, to educate the street, and give them something to listen to that's hard. I think that beat, that was the last type of beat they thought they would have heard on this EP, coming from where we was coming from with the EP. And then it's like a slap in the face, like, oh, that's cool. And that beat come on, you're like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
It was like you take a baby and smack the baby on the butt. Boom. You know what I mean? That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like a little smack. Boom. Come on. And it's like a picker up for that. For the EP.
And then we got what you see.
Yeah, what you see for me, right? My whole concept, the way I wanted to attack what you see was, I'm driving through New York City, and everything I see when I pull up a red light, that's what I'm writing about. Everything. I'm just riding through my city, and it's like what you see. You know what I'm saying? He's telling me what he see, what he's doing. I'm telling him what I see when I'm driving through my city, the shit that's going on, the poverty, the fiends, the hustlers, everything, the corrupt cops. I just wanted to touch on everything I could touch on, so when somebody's listening to what you see and they're driving, they can actually do the same thing. They can just be like, oh shit, really talking about everything you see. And 9 times out of 10, the people who's listening to the record see the same shit in their hood. Right. And they're gonna be driving, looking out the window.
Very relatable.
Going on everywhere.
Yeah. I was meditating. I just went into deep thought. You know what I mean? We was talking about we actually wrote the hook in the studio together. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part about writing the hook was we're in 2 different parts of the room, but when you listen to the hook, it's almost like we wrote it together. Like, yo, like we was bouncing ideas off, but we had such a vibe that we was able to say the same thing almost, you know what I mean? Just on the strength of the vibe that we had. But I took it from a more meditation standpoint, like what you see when you close your eyes and look with your third eye. What do you vision? What do you see when you're going deep inside your mind? That's how, you know what I mean? That's how I approach that track.
That's dope.
Solid.
That's dope. And the last track is Redemption. Now this was on your previous project, right, Lak?
Lesson 2.
Yeah, Lesson 2. Yeah, that we talked about before. So this is your first record y'all did together, right?
This record we did. You know what I'm saying?
That's what started the revolution right there. Started the whole revolution. That started the Capone Lak revolution, baby.
True indeed. For me, that's a special song. It'll always be a special song. It's the joint where, you know, we met in that. I mean, we met prior to that, but when we first met, we had a bill. You know what I'm saying? We first had our first conversation and all that. It was during that studio session. The song is Redemption.
Conversation again.
It meant a lot. You know what I'm saying? It meant there's for that particular record, it means more to me now because it's where we began. So it's deeper than just listening to the music for me. It's a whole journey. Like that studio session, that record, it being titled Redemption. You know what I'm saying? It means something deep to him, meant something deep to me, and then it just formed the brotherhood. So that song is just special to me.
Crazy thing with that record right there is when we doing the record, you know, I got a T-shirt on, so he can't really see what's going on with my body. Pause. You know, so after we do the record, we try to do the video. We do the video. I'm like, yo, you gotta understand why this record means so much to me. He didn't even know I had Redemption written across my chest. You know? So that record, when we chose to do that as our first record, I knew this was gonna be my comrade. I knew this was gonna be my brother because we see eye to eye without even knowing we see eye to eye.
Wow.
And that was the first record, and it became a statement for us. Shout out to Jack Sparrow too.
Man, that's a hell of a segue to this next question. Like, how did y'all meet and decide like, yo, we gonna do music together?
Well, what ended up happening was my man Merk, you know what I'm saying, Merk Beats, he engineered all of Lesson 2 for me. You know what I'm saying? He engineered it. I got the tracks from various places, and I think he might have did like 3 tracks on the joint, but he engineered it. So he was working with Capone on the project. You know, I'll let Capone talk about the joint, but we in there, he's working with Capone. I'm like, yo, you got to introduce me to the brother. You know what I'm saying? I thought in my mind, it would be great to get him on lesson 2, especially on this joint Redemption. I'm just thinking, because the album was done. So I'm like, yo, let me add Redemption to it so I can get Capone on it if it's possible. I didn't know how cool Capone was at the time. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a nervous situation. But Merc, Capone had whatever conversation that they had, which led to our studio session, which led to us meeting, and that's how everything popped off.
Facts, all facts. I was in there doing me and Dad's project, and Merc mentioned like, y'all got this dude. He's dope. He's not on the way we on, but you know he makes great music. I said, shit, link us. You know what I mean? Right. I'm like, one thing about me, I'm always eager to work with different artists. You know what I'm saying? I'm always eager to test the waters and find something new. And for me, this was when he said, yo, he's not the gangster rapper, meaning like shoot him motherfuckers. I'm like, I got a verse for that right now. That nigga want to do a record, let's go, I got a verse right now. He's like, nah, you gotta write your shit, bro. You gotta see what he on, you know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? Before I sit here and say, yo, tell the nigga send me the record, I said, nah, let me meet the brother, and it's history from there, man. History from there.
Word, that's what's up. Now, Lak, what have you learned, like working with Capone? Because he got a long history in the music business. He's been in the music business for years. So, what's something that you learned from him with all his experience being in the music industry?
I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot, and I'm still learning. He was teaching me jewels a couple of days ago. You know what I'm saying? But the first thing that I learned about Capone is that he's a rapper. You know what I'm saying? What I mean when I say rapper is some of us artists take rhyming seriously. Rhyming to the beat, listening, doing the cadence. You know what I mean? Other people do it for other reasons. Maybe they want props, maybe they want to impress shorties or whatever. But then you have your people that take lyricism seriously. Capone takes lyricism seriously. You know what I mean? So I was impressed with that. I learned how to be, I watched him be a professional in the booth. I watched him be a professional in the studio. I watched him be a professional on a video set. I watched how he performed, and I'm just soaking it all in because I know his I'm not gonna say I know his level of expertise, but I know that he has a high level of expertise in this game. So I just soaked it all up. But I do want to say, as far as rhyming, I really learned how to I learned more about him than I did about rhyming and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So when I'm talking about what I learned stuff about Capone that I did not expect to learn. You know what I'm saying? Especially with writing, especially when we did Footprints, the second part of the joint, we had to write on the spot. So even with that, I was still like, listen, man, I was being pushed, but not like, you know what I'm saying, not aggressively, nothing like that. It was brotherly love. But that competitive nature, that going to the booth and kill it, I didn't expect that from Capone. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a veteran. I thought he was going. I didn't know how he was going to come in. I didn't really have an expectation, but I didn't know he was going to take it to that type of high degree. So I learned that about him. You know what I mean? And making music and picking beats and making sure they match perfectly with what you're trying to convey. I learned all that, but I'm still learning. I'm in the process of. I'm still in class with this guy.
Capone, is it hard for you to like really do music outside of CNN, being as though that everybody loved that group so much, man, and what y'all brought to the game, and just the whole process of the War Report Classic?
Yeah, I think people definitely biased. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, me and Nova made 10 albums. But people always say, yo, the War Report, like, my mother, nigga, I've been in the game 20 years. You know what I'm saying? But, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's like people go up to Nas and say, yo, I love Illmatic. You know what I'm saying? I think Nas just did a post maybe like 6 months ago. It was like, yo, I know y'all love Illmatic, but I got a catalog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but that's just for anybody who their first album touched the people the way the War Report touched people, the way Dog Food touched people, the way Illmatic touched people, the way Infamous touched people. the way Reasonable Doubt touched people. They're always gonna say that's their favorite shit. And I don't know, it's like brainwashed a little bit. Like people are just stuck on that. And for me, when I step out the box, I don't give a fuck what I do. They're still gonna be like, yo, I like that new shit you got out, but we don't know to drop another one. Always gonna be that, you know what I mean? Because people just love what we bring to the game and love what we brought to the game. But that's what makes me want to step out more and work with other artists and work with a lot, because I see the potential. He can be that too. He can be the not the next Capone, but I mean the longevity in the game where they hear lesson 1, they're like, I like lesson 1, but lesson 2 was my shit.
Right.
You like, I'm on lesson 14 right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Machiavelli 8.
That's how the game brainwashes you. When you get a favorite record from an artist, you don't like no more their records. Right. You just like their favorite record until they come out with another one, which they probably did, but you're so brainwashed on that first one.
The first one, yeah.
You're not listening to it. You know what I mean? So I think the people, they just tend to get stuck when they see me. They expect me to be with Nori. I could be with Lak somewhere. They're like, yo, did I see you with Nori the other day? Nah, man, come on. You know, that's just the nature of the game. And I love it. I don't knock nobody for it. But at the end of the day, I do want people to understand that I'm going to work with other artists. I'm going to try. I got other artists I'm working with as well now. But me and Nori are always going to have our bar. We're always going to make music. We're never going to stop giving the people what they want. We got a 20th-year anniversary for the reunion coming up this
reunion. One of my other favorites right there.
Man. Bang Bang was that shit.
That's one of my favorites. Yo, it's dope. It's dope.
That's that fuck you up music. This is different from that.
It's dope to see that, like, after all these years.
I left my scrap in the crib.
Yeah, we don't want to.
We don't need it for this episode.
Nah, I think that's dope though that you and Nuri can do other things, but y'all still got a brotherhood. You know, y'all can still come back together and celebrate. That's dope. But he got his things he doing. You got your things you doing. But I tell you, man, you know, we from Delaware, Capone. I know you be sliding through Delaware sometimes for different things
my
too.
man Cass out there, man. CJ. He out there.
Yo, when that war report dropped in Delaware, yo, I mean, I know you from New York, but just to tell you, when that war report dropped in Delaware, it was something special, man. It was something special out here, man, for real.
Word.
Like, man, it was heavy. I remember I had my boy bought the single. The TONY single and the B-side was "Stick You." Oh man, we wore that cassette out. We wore that cassette out, dog. It was crazy, man.
I think
super love, man. I always love coming to Delaware. You know what I'm saying? Me and Nori definitely go because we send a tour now.
That's dope.
Hit us up, man. We'll try to put it together, man. Yeah. Because we'd love to have y'all here, man. And then, you know, lock everybody.
Yo, we the concert crew, so we do concerts. We do concerts. It just got to open back up again for us to do the concert.
It's late.
Let's do it, man.
I think War Report might have been the first CD I stole from somebody. I had my own. No, real shit. I had my own, but this nigga had the different version of Closer on that shit, and I was I was so fucking mad, and I tried to switch it. But he was like on that, so I just took the whole shit.
Nah.
And just like,
I got that same kind of story, Pone. I got the original War Report, and then some of his people's. I let see my CD, and I never got it back again. So when I bought it the next time, they changed some of the songs up on there, and the Closer version was different on the second version. I'm like, oh man, can't get that back no more. That's the exclusive.
That's what made us go gold right there.
Yeah.
Yo, I see y'all was just in ATL. How was that trip?
ATL was dope. We went out there, you know what I'm saying? I need to cut you with. No. ATL was dope. You know, I went out there. I'm doing an album with Daz right now.
That's dope. That's dope.
Entirely produced. Well, 85% produced by Merc Beats and Daz Diligent.
That's dope.
And we went out there to work. You know what I mean? I went out there, shot some footage, did video. And also, you know, we barbecue. You know, it's bonded as brothers. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
My other people's Oil Gang. They got they going Oil Gang Pone, Oil Gang Kills, Oil Gang Nice, Cats, Oil Gang CEO. You know, they got their wave. I'm with their wave. I'm supporting their wave. So we went out there to just work. You know what I'm saying?
That's
do as much work as we can and bring our ass home. And then
be safe, man. Be safe out there.
It was definitely dope, but I was scared of ATL.
ATL, they out. They outside.
Yeah, they out. Yeah.
ATL was the first city that opened.
On purpose.
On purpose. And then they got like 1,000 new cases out there.
Yeah, they did in a day.
I was breathing ATL. I was going to go out there in a hazmat suit. Shit was real. I'm like, yo, this shit crazy. But, you know, I just want to see some family. You know what I mean? I got a lot of family in the A. So it all worked out. We went out there, me and Lak bonded, you know what I'm saying, as usual. And we had fun. We got dope footage. Look out for me and Dad's album called Guidelines. We got a bunch of people on there: Nori, Corrupt, Conway, Styles P, Currency, Dave East, shit. A lot of people on there, man. We got Mr. Fab, Havoc from Mobb Deep. Havoc did 2 joints on there too.
Oh, that's dope.
Havoc produced one, and then he's on one record. You know what I mean? So, you know, we working, man. We working. Man.
With the whole LA, New York background, that's kind of dope that y'all bringing that together. Cause I mean, when y'all did LA, y'all was like nobody really knew y'all like that at that time. That kind of like put y'all out there. That was bold, man. That was a hard move back then.
Fuck it, if we gonna get off, we gonna get off.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. They dropped New York. We was like, bingo. You know what I mean? But we're also dropping a documentary with the album, and you're gonna have Daz talking about that time when they was in New York and they get shot at him.
Yeah.
And just Snoop talking about certain shit. And the documentary gonna be super fire.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Giving everybody perspective who's living and was involved in the LA and East Coast, West Coast beef. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to bring some positive energy, some positive light to that situation because we lost two of the biggest rappers in the game.
Absolutely.
And, for me and guys to be doing this, the crazy shit, Nas and Snoop was like, damn, we should have thought of that shit. Right now,
it's a hell of a blueprint.
That's dope. So y'all say y'all gonna start touring when everything opens back up. Y'all gonna tour? Lak, you gonna tour this?
We're gonna definitely tour. Me and Dad's gonna tour. Me and Nori gonna tour.
That's dope.
So, we're gonna just have fun because we're actually the tour me and Daz is doing is actually gonna be Capone Noriega, CNN, and MOP.
Oh,
man, ain't no motherfucking way, ain't no shit gonna happen. That ain't no peaceful tour, man.
Capone Noriega and CNN. I mean CNN, DPG, and MOP.
Oh, man, that's scary, man. That's scary.
Well, everybody older now, so we might be all right.
Man, shit. That's
these young boys.
Motherfucker,
now, just don't add little baby, none of that. We might be all right.
I'm jumping in the time warp for that one, motherfucker. You're lying there. Go give me A-Brex.
No, we're going to have 1,000 metal detectors in this.
Yeah, please.
Your seat going to be a metal detector. That shit gonna be crazy. Not opening up. We're gonna have the whole team opening up, man.
That's gonna be dope. I can't wait to catch one of them shows, man. That's gonna be super dope.
Yeah.
Lak,
we can put something together.
No,
man, we are.
We are down.
Hey, man, it's already over.
As soon as y'all get the word, just let us know.
We
man.
gonna be hitting that up ASAP.
We are there, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Lak, for your perspective, just for you, like, raising your presence as an MC, as far as like people being aware of what you do and your brand of music, like, how working with somebody like Capone and learning from him, how does that affect your music going forward, like in the future now? After you did a whole project with Capone, man. This is one of the most respected MCs in the game from a legendary group. Lak, you got an EP. He don't be doing EPs with everybody. Like that's a heavy cosign right there.
I ain't gonna lie. This is my first EP out the box.
Word. Well, I didn't even know that was his first EP, so that's even a bigger cosign right there.
I mean, this is a brotherhood that we formed.
That's dope, man. That's dope. I like to hear the brotherhood part of that.
Deep friendship.
Let me tell him something real quick. Yeah. You know how deep this is?
What's that?
You can go on right now live and look up Smart Thug. We just started our own business venture.
I love it. I like it.
Congrats,
like
man.
it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Salute on that, man. Salute on that.
Plug.
That's dope.
That's what we doing. We all the way invested in this right here, man.
Yes,
My
sir.
bad.
That's dope, man.
Brotherhood,
I love to see that right there. I love to see that right there.
I mean, for me, it's best I keep doing what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I can't. It's not the time for me to step outside of my lane. You know what I mean? Like I'm good at doing this. I'm the educational hip hop dude. You know what I'm saying? I do this. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just a matter. I've been inspired to go hard. I've been inspired to do a lot more music. You know what I mean? But I'm going to stay in my lane. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do. This is what I comfortably do best. I do educational hip hop music. I mean, there's other. I'm a rapper, so I can go in any type of situation and rhyme in any scenario. But as far as educational hip hop, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna change, but I got to stick to what's in my heart and what's in my soul.
Absolutely.
And what I already
As
know.
you should. As you should. That's dope. Stay in your lane. Absolutely.
Get me, you know what I mean? It's not a gimmick.
Respect, man. I respect that.
I respect that.
Change, you know what I mean? I'm the same dude.
I respect that. I respect that 100% right there, man.
You in your own lane, man.
Yes,
That's
sir.
all it is, man. Just
creating my own lane.
Exactly, man. I respect that wholeheartedly.
All right, Capone. We actually did this with Lak.
Yeah, man. Put him on the spot. Let's talk hip hop.
We did this with Lak the last
Real.
time he was
Let's go
on the
all the way in.
podcast. So now we're gonna put you on the spot, man. We got this thing called a Concert Crew Hall of Fame. Like we like to ask people who their favorite MCs are a lot, and a lot of times
Don't say nothing, Lak.
A lot of times we get the same answers. A lot of times. So what we created was a Concert Crew Hall of Fame of the names that we kept on hearing a lot. So we put them up in the Raptors, so you can't use them.
Can't even
I don't
use
know
them.
if you can see this.
They no good.
We got like Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Tupac, Jadakiss, Rakim, LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, NWA as a group, Wu-Tang Clan as a group, Tribe Called Quest, Run DMC, EPMD, Cool G Rap, Public Enemy. This is Outkast. These are just names that we kept on hearing
Usual suspects.
a lot. So we said, we hear these names so much, you can't even use them no more. So we're gonna give it a little challenge.
Sober for 'em.
We're gonna give it a little challenge, and outside of our Concert Crew Hall of Fame, give us your top 5 MCs that are not mentioned in our Concert Crew Hall of Fame.
And if they're in a group, you can use them solely.
Absolutely.
Like if you want to use Raekwon or something.
Is DMX?
DMX is in there. Yes, he's newly.
Kanye's in it.
What'd you say?
Kanye's in it.
No,
Kanye's not.
Nah, he's not.
Kanye's not.
That's one.
Okay. All right.
We can order him later though.
He said Nipsey.
We can
Nipsey.
order him later. All right.
Nipsey.
Number.
I'm not doing it in no order.
All right, but we gotta order him though. We just let you know. Throw your 5 out there. Yeah, we gotta order him.
Kanye, Nipsey.
Kanye, Nipsey.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye, Nipsey, Conway.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hard. Okay. I like it.
Conway.
2 more.
Two more, right?
2 more. Yep.
2 more. Let me see my let my brain work real quick. 1 second.
You got Kanye, Nipsey, and Kanye, Nipsey, and Conway right now.
Huh?
Yeah.
And it don't gotta be like it could be any era, right?
Any
Any
era. Whoever you feeling. We'll let you know if they retired though.
Grand Puba.
Rambo. Okay.
Wow.
Grand Puba.
1 more.
Grand Puba. And K Solo.
Okay. Spellbound. Okay. All right, we got Kanye, Nipsey. That's well-rounded,
I
different eras.
fucked y'all niggas up right now.
Yes, you did.
Kanye, Nipsey.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And Conway, Grand Puba, and K Solo.
You was gonna have
Spellbound, nigga.
you was gonna have DMX and K Solo in the same top 5.
Wow, yeah.
I say you almost had DMX and K Solo in the same top 5.
Because I'm not even gonna lie, that beef, I wanted that beef to become something. DMX just too big for K Solo.
Right.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm surprised to hear the Conway. But I understand it.
Oh, come on.
I understand it. Being as though like what we from and you know what I'm saying, the type person that you are and the type rapper you are, I understand it. And Conway, that dude.
I heard it.
For real.
Yeah, they hard.
The machine is a machine.
He that dude.
I would have put him on my list. You know what I'm saying? Had I heard more of Griselda.
Oh.
Understand
at the time of your interview. Okay, yeah. We've been heavy on the Griselda.
But look
movie.
though, on some real shit, he telling motherfuckers that he that nigga though. He let them know, and he let them know like, yo, the OGs, they respect me, and that's what I like about it, cause ain't no OG say, nah, man, that nigga fraud.
Fuck it, the OG signed him.
Word.
Yeah.
Say, little nigga, I don't want no parts of you right now. I don't want no parts of you, little nigga. Straight up. You know what I mean? But I understand the game. I love the game, man. And for me, like, I understand what it takes to be an MC, what it takes to grasp people's attention. And for me, Puba,
Yeah.
he was that dude, man. And people don't even understand. I'm talking about Puba from Brand Nubian, but I'm also talking about Puba from Masters of Ceremony. You know what I mean? Like when you go, that would have been a crazy group if they'd have had continued to work. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I think Puba was one of the dopest underrated rappers of all time. Even Positive K. I like Positive K.
Okay, yeah.
I like Puba better, but you know, like
when All For One came out, it was a rap.
Yeah.
I agree.
Crazy.
He killed that joint.
That's celebrating his 30-year anniversary this year too, man. That's dope. That album.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay, baby, doing your homework.
Yeah, man, got to, man. Got to. A lot 30. Yeah, you know, I'm a student of the game.
hey, Pone, you put Nipsey in your top 5. Somebody who I thought like if he was here right now would have his pardon the phrase, but his foot on their neck right now. Like I think Nipsey would have been a leader right now for all that's going on. But when did you first get turned on to him?
Like the crazy thing, I'm being brutally honest, right? I liked Nipsey 3 mixtapes before his album started to come out, right?
Okay.
Thing with Nipsey was he was from California. And the thing about being from California, we tend to get California music late.
Absolutely, right.
We get South music before California music.
Right, great.
You know what I'm saying? So I really started understanding Nipsey when he started coming to New York.
Okay.
Because he started hanging out in New York a lot with people I fuck with.
Right.
Yeah.
And he really watched the little bro, and I understood what he was doing more than I heard what he was doing.
Right.
I understood that he was trying to bridge that gap. Like, oh yeah, it ain't nothing with LA and New York. It ain't nothing. I can go anywhere on the East Coast, and that's what he was doing. You see him in Brooklyn, you see him in Harlem, you see him everywhere. So for me, I think even when he died, that can't a lot of people say they was Nipsey fans when he died.
Right.
I think the fact that when he was living, his album only sold few units. When he was living.
Was it out a full year yet?
Nah, it wasn't out a full year.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Nah, not when he passed. Nah.
Say that again?
I said I don't think his album was out a full year before he passed.
Nah. But the thing was, if you notice when he passed, everybody was kept saying the narrative of when Nipsey passed was why y'all wasn't showing that man that love when he was here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
You're gonna get a lot of Nipsey bandwagons that I'm not one of them. I'm being brutally honest. I'm not one of them. But I liked what little homie was doing.
Yeah, right.
I understood what he was doing. I'm not gonna say I was turned out to his music, but understand this. When I do homework. It's nothing wrong with going back and doing your
No,
homework.
hell no. As long as you get the message.
And that I understood what little homie was doing, but I didn't understand the scale. It's like George Floyd. Nobody understood that it would take this man to lose his life for him to be a person that changed the world.
Right.
He was just a regular dude on the street 9 minutes before he lost his life. That 9 minutes changed the world. You see how they say in New York, 60 seconds.
New York minute.
New York minute. You know the news shit.
Yeah.
9 minutes changed the world. You know what I mean? And in Nipsey Hussle's case, maybe 9 minutes changed hip hop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hip hop. It changed the narrative of let's concentrate on artists while they're here, because
give them their flowers early.
Even XXX Temptation.
Yeah. We got it. We know what you're talking about.
I wasn't no XX fan, you know. But when he died,
right.
I did my homework because I'm like, why the fuck is these little niggas going crazy for this?
Right.
I did my homework, but for them, he was their Tupac.
Right.
Us, Nipsey, and I mean us, because I'm still part of this new generation because I can still fucking body these niggas on record.
Talk that talk.
But for this generation, Nipsey was their Tupac. Right. For the right under the 20s and over the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nipsey was their Tupac now. So, I think that when people say if he was still alive, I think he would still be struggling with music. I think because his album was out before he died.
Absolutely.
It's not like it was triple platinum.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But his soul was just genuine, was just real. You didn't have a soul like that coming out of the West that was straight soul West to Snoop Dogg.
Right.
So when he died, it was like the biggest thing to the West. And mind you, he's the only West Coast rapper that ever been killed. And
I get what you're saying. Oh shit.
West Coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pop wasn't from the West Coast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As far as hip hop artists, like known hip hop artists, Pop wasn't from the West Coast. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah.
When Snoop said that. So when I heard Snoop say that, I was like, holy shit. That's why the West went so crazy for him.
Yeah.
Because the West lost somebody that totally represented the West.
That was a big loss
That
right
was
there.
And also,
his music grew on everybody after he died.
yeah, and what he stood for as well, Capone, because I think everybody got a chance to sit down and see what he really stood for. You know what I'm saying? Including the youngest, as far as entrepreneurship, giving back, buying your hood, whatever the case may be. He was the new cornerstone for that, which some of the things that Tupac rapped about years ago for us to do as blacks. You feel me? So that's why I felt that whole connection as well. And I love Victory Lap. I think I gave it 4 headphones. It was a dope album because I seen where he was coming from, and like you, I did for Victory Lap. It hit me harder, so I had to go back a couple to see what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Because I missed it. Like you said, they drop a lot of shit over there, and we never get it. You know what I'm saying? And since we formed the concert crew, I've been able to listen to a lot of music and appreciate a lot of music, and my view is much different now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel the same way.
Late, yo. I got on Nipsey late, man. He wasn't passed yet, but I got on him, Nipsey, when he started. Like I heard him on Jadakiss's joint. I started hearing him on features.
Yeah.
And he reminded me of Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, he was on the Maybach on this joint.
Yep.
My peoples was listening to him heavy. You know what I'm saying? My peoples was listening to him. But I just caught up late. I knew what he was doing and what he was about more than I knew about his music.
Right.
More than I knew about his music. And then when he passed, then I just did all of the homework on the music. But people knew he had the store. People knew he was making moves. People knew he was a smart dude.
Employing people.
I definitely got on him late.
The thing with him, what made people good and bad, is when he was selling his mixtape for $200.
Yeah.
Niggas was calling him stupid. Yeah. Niggas went from him being stupid, oh, this nigga bugging out. This nigga, to when he died, that's fucking Jesus. That same energy when the niggas living. You know what I mean?
The crazy part, what he sold his mixtape.
That's why Jay saw them and Jay bought as many as he bought.
Yeah, that was dope. I remember that.
They saw that he's a leader in his own world. He's a leader in his own right. And you know what? Like I said, it took for him to pass for people to realize that the entrepreneur you can be in hip hop. Because after he passed, they realized, they're like, oh shit, you know, he's worth this much money. He's worth this much money. And he got this, and he's about to do this business move. But then they think you gotta sell 10 million records to do that. Nah, you just gotta be about your business.
Yeah, I thought it was.
That's what he was, about his business. He didn't have to sell 20 million records to be an entrepreneur that he was. He just had to resonate to the people.
Right.
That's what he did.
Right. We got another music question for you, Pone. So you stranded on an island. You stranded on an island for the rest of your life. You stranded on an island. You got 5 albums. You could take 5 albums with you forever. This is all you listening to from this point forward.
Yeah.
What 5 albums you taking with you?
It's more than hip hop.
No, I know.
Any genre.
There you go, Lak, baby. That's how I know you family, man. Let him know, Lak.
Lak.
Man. My bad.
Capone said it on the first song on the EP, man.
Well, the Lak. Oops, I mean Lak.
Yeah, I caught that. Go ahead.
I don't give a fuck how well you know this nigga. You gonna call him Lak?
No, I want in my mind. I want to say Lak every time, but then I say Lak though. I want to say Lak though.
I gotta think before I talk to
me too. I gotta think too.
I'll be real with you. It is real shit. The reason why I continue to say is because he been drilling this in the little chat we got. And I see the way your name spells, so it's like, man, shit, but that's Lak.
He did it on purpose. He wants you to think, brother. What the fuck are you doing, brother?
5 albums. 5 albums.
5 albums.
5, man.
DMX.
Which one?
First album.
Oh, okay. It was Dark and Hell is Hot. Okay.
That shit got me through my whole bit. Definitely, I got to be on the album with that shit. Mary J. My Life.
My Life. Classic.
Nice.
Wow. That is a classic.
3 more.
I'm gonna go with Nas. It Was Written.
Woo. Yo, thank you, man.
For you to say that coming from QB, that's heavy. That's heavy.
I keep telling you, that's the best Nas album, man. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, Nas. What I say? My Life. It Was Written.
It was Dark and Hell is Hot.
I'm gonna have to go with. Yeah, this is good. This is real.
It's hip hop. It's hip hop right here. It's hip hop.
I have to go with My Philosophy.
Woo.
My Philosophy.
No. The album ain't My Philosophy. The song was My Philosophy.
You know what I mean? The album.
Yeah, you talking about which one had My Philosophy on there? Was that
Criminal Minded?
Was that Criminal Minded or was that
No, the one before that. It was the one before that.
Was it
Yeah, Criminal Minded.
Criminal Minded was hard. Yeah. No, My Philosophy was actually the second album though. Criminal Minded was the first one. My Philosophy.
That's what I meant.
Okay, Criminal Minded hard. Yeah. Okay.
One more.
One more.
War Report.
Why not?
No. I'm switching that. My bad. The Reunion.
Woo! The Reunion was hard, man. The Reunion was hard.
That was like your comeback.
When you came home, that joint was
That was
hard,
like your comeback.
Yeah, but that was
my baby. That's when I know I was about to fuck the game and make an ill baby, baby.
That was hard, man.
The Reunion was definitely the one.
That was dope.
What was your favorite track off of each one? War Report and Reunion.
Good question. The crazy shit is that my favorite track on War Report, I wasn't even on the record. And that was Live On, Live Long. I wasn't even on the record. But that shit.
When the song starts, you not go back in time, make your heart beat. That's it, right?
Yeah. Song's hard.
And the Reunion, I will say on a Reunion, damn, I love that whole fucking album.
That was crazy.
I would say Phone Time.
That was dope. And that video, that was dope. Yeah, I remember that joint.
All right.
That's good. What are some young artists that y'all like right now? Both of y'all. You already said Conway, but Conway, kind of, bridging the gap.
I like Fabio Far. I like Lil Durk.
Okay.
I like
Lil Durk new album hard.
Yes,
Rest
it
in
is.
peace, Pop Smoke. I like what he's about to do.
Pop Smoke. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke.
I was talking about that real heavy one interview, one episode we did. I think that he was on the verge of, like, with the style and everything and what he was representing. I think he was like on that 50 wave, like, because I asked these young boys. I was at a major high school game. Lak probably know Salesianum and Sanford. They two of the biggest high schools, and I was sitting. Shit was overcrowded, so I went over there and sat with the fans, the young boys. I'm in between the white boys, black boys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, man, who y'all listening to? Because I like to pick a motherfucking brain. And that was one of the first names they said, Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke.
And then he passed away a little while longer.
People compare his sound to 50. I really don't compare him to 50, man. I put him in a whole different new lane, yo.
And all honestly, I put him in DMX lane.
I would put him on DMX lane because he had that.
Not the lyrical content, like the lyrical, because DMX spits so crazy. But I think the cadence and the presence.
Yeah.
Solid.
He was growling on certain records.
yeah, he did.
I think the baby could rap.
The baby
Yeah,
can
the
rap.
baby
He
dope.
can definitely
He can rap. He definitely can rap.
I like the baby. Definitely like the baby. I ain't gonna front. I like Lil Baby. I'm not biased. I'm not one of them niggas that's 40 years old plus.
You gotta stay in I'm staying in the mix, Capone. I ain't fucking around. I'm staying in the mix, man. It ain't over yet.
I ain't got no good hair yet. I'm staying in the mix. My shit's still spinning.
Yeah, we both good, brother. My baby right here, C-Wave over here.
Oh, chill.
Niggas hold on.
Chill, man.
Hey, Paul, we hold on over here, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I pray
You gotta hold on, baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
I pray to be 65 with a ninth grade hairline.
Yeah.
Yo, one thing that one album that you didn't mention, Pone, but we just celebrated like a month ago. We celebrated the 25-year anniversary of Mobb Deep's debut, or not their second album, The Infamous. You're actually on the cover. You're actually in the pictures, the picture shots, the photos from that album. Like, wow! I don't think a lot of people even know that. So, like, just describe what that album means.
But they know now because social media, like, that's the only picture you see floating around social media.
Yep.
Rooftop in front of the store. I mean, like, before I started rapping, I was a Mobb Deep dude. You know what I mean? Before I had my own lane, I might have been an artist coming out of Mobb Deep. But I thanks to tragedy Gaddafi, you know what I'm saying, I found my own lane. You know what I mean? Yep. And one thing I can always say is that, you know what I'm saying, I cherish the moments because it wasn't about hip hop in them pictures. We was all from the same block.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was actually a block picture. That wasn't like, yo, I'm here with Mobb Deep. That
right.
That wasn't that for that. That was like, we all on the block. Yo, let's go take these pictures for the album, nigga. Let's do it. Come on. Right. That was that energy right there. That wasn't like, yo, I'm going to go get a Mobb Deep picture. Nah, that wasn't none of that.
That was just right then and there.
Classic photos, man. Yeah. Classic photos.
Block photo right there. Everybody in that picture's from the same block. We all grew up together from the same block. What's up, man? Everybody.
How was it like? I mean, them sessions with Prodigy, man. Like this dude to me was like an alien. Like it wasn't too many of them motherfuckers that could fuck with P. Like what was it like being like in a session with them dudes? I know you can hold your own, but like just being in there.
Like at that time, you know what I'm saying? Like it was funny because the crazy shit at that time, I wasn't trying to be a rapper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I wasn't paying attention to the music. I just had the guns. You know what I'm saying? I was just being a shooter. Honestly,
we heard.
I just came from jail. They was working on music, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with my niggas. You know what I mean? That's what I knew. I knew my block. In Queensbridge, we got blocks. We got 6 blocks, 96 buildings. You stick with your block. That's what you do. And these my niggas from my block. So I'm with them. I got the guns. I'm with them. I'm holding them down. I wasn't concentrating on music at that point. But I knew one thing for certain, two things for sure. at that moment, P was super hungry. So he was definitely the focal point of the group when it came to studio, because I just seen how he moved. But Have didn't have to be the actual crazy rapper because he produced all the music.
Right.
So you can't do both.
We just was talking about that.
Totally on the rapping and produce all the music. Yeah. Some things are gonna lack. So some people say, yo, Have might not be ill on this record. He don't have to be ill on that record. Listen to the fucking beat.
Right.
It's fucking is bonkers. You know what I mean? And that's why I loved how Mobb Deep moved, because they compensated for whatever they lacked. If Have didn't come to his fullest potential on the beat, on rapping, that nigga made sure that beat was fire. And then P and hard as ever. So it just complemented each other. So I love being in the sessions, because I got to see, people don't understand that there's two versions of the Infamous. There's the pre-mixed and pre-album version in the stores, and then you got the hood version that the whole QB was riding around with.
Oh, word.
Y'all got it early.
I'm sure that was crazy.
The whole new version of this shit got leaked. Niggas was the whole hood. Everybody had the first version of the album.
I know that was
There's
crazy.
a bunch of records, like Temperatures Rising was different. There was a lot of records on it. You know? But same records, but produced differently.
Right, I got you.
I love that era. I love that era.
Me and you both.
That sampling era right there. So
what?
So what y'all brothers?
Bogey in his mouth and one in his ear.
So what y'all brothers got coming up in the future, man? I know y'all spoke on some of the stuff, but let the people know what y'all got coming up.
We're working on right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on the play. It's gonna be a hip hop play. It's gonna be featuring our music.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. We're getting that together right now as we speak. And then there's other businesses. You know what I'm saying, that we're gonna do. But outside of that, the focus right now is letting the world open so we can hit the road.
Yeah.
And the Wolves is on all digital platforms. And y'all,
grab that.
If y'all,
I got that.
Everybody go get that, stream that. However you listen to your music, go support that project. It's out now. Is it a part 2 or another project y'all think about doing in the future?
We got Smart Thug right now. That's
Smart
what we
Thug. That's the movement.
Everything else that comes after this is going through Smart Thug Entertainment. So definitely look out for Smart Thug Entertainment, because we not only concentrate on us. I know it's another Lak out there, and I know it's another Capone out there trying to do exactly what we're doing.
I like
and we
it.
trying to bring that Smart Thug thing to life.
That sounds like some merch on the way,
I was
man.
gonna say I need that merch.
We need that merch, man. With that merch drop,
Absolutely.
man.
We supporting.
Word.
We supporting. We supporting.
I gotta get y'all some clothes for my line. For my Kasi line, you know what I'm saying?
Man, appreciate it, man. Let us know, man.
We'll do that.
We'll definitely support, man.
We always support brands on our show, black brands on our show.
Yeah,
man. That's what we do.
That's number
And
one.
I'm doing my podcast, so maybe I can interview y'all.
No, man,
we with that.
I see the
Let us
Bodega
go.
Bros. I was going to add. Oh, we got the sneak. What's that?
Look.
Okay. Oh, that's a
my.
Ewan joint? Oh, that's tough.
We up in me and my man Money Miz.
Oh, man, he just had to show off, Capone.
Yeah.
He's showing off over there. Come on, Lak. Come on, Lak.
He got some exclusives right there.
Yeah, he got the War Report sneaker. We got the reunion sneaker dropping.
Oh, the reunion. Oh.
Yeah, the reunion. Shout out my man Dave Goldberg. We got the reunion sneaker dropping in October.
That's dope.
And, I got the big puns on right now.
Oh, the big. Oh, they yellow and black. Oh yeah.
Pun.
Oh, it's tough.
Oh, man.
Rest in peace to Big Pun.
Legend.
Yeah, man. I like them Ewan
I
joints.
always Ewan. You won't catch me no J's or nothing.
Yeah, I got a couple Ewans myself, man. Definitely, man.
I can't relate.
Keep the plug. Let me know.
I got a couple.
I ain't had a Ewan in a minute, man.
I got the New York.
I'm gonna have to catch up there, man.
I got the New York Knick color joints, man. New York Knick color Ewans, man.
I'm a plug, baby. I got you.
Yeah, shout out to your podcast, the Bodega Bros. When's that coming?
Bodega Brothers, man. We starting next week.
That's dope.
I'm not gonna say my first guest is, so y'all won't try to get him before me.
Nah, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that.
You got that pull anyway, man. You got that pull.
You got the connect.
They coming.
Man. We
you the plug. We might have to come through you, man. One hand wash the other though.
I would love to interview y'all though. No
Yeah,
bullshit.
absolutely.
Anytime, man. No,
Absolutely.
we love talking about this hip hop. We have hip hop conversations all day long. This is all we do. We love it, man.
You got to be ready for a hip hop war though with this verbal.
No,
because we coming.
I can tell you, man. We talked about his music, but we spent like another hour just talking about hip hop music.
Yeah, we get real messy.
Man,
y'all in Delaware, right? Y'all right up the street.
Yeah. When it open back up, that's a highway, man.
We hit the road, and when it open back up, we always on the road. Yeah.
One toll.
Don't worry, y'all can hit the road now. I got CNN mask and a costume. I'm working. That was a shameless plug.
Word up,
Word.
I'm with you.
I'm mask and all and everything. I'm about to start my own water. You know what I mean? Water.
Man.
Hey, man.
Hey, yo.
We gonna support, man.
Yo, we support black business,
black
man.
owned,
So y'all put it out. We gonna support. Yo, this the social media area also, man. How can somebody follow y'all on different social media areas? Make sure y'all put that out there.
Definitely. My social media is at Capone QB for life. My clothing is at AkasiCollection.com. Then we got at Bodega Brothers. Then we got at Smart Thug. Go ahead, tell me your junk. We at
Smart Hip Hop on everything, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Smart Hip Hop, one word. Get the Wolves album. The name is Capone and Lak. You spell Lak L-A-K. It's everywhere right now, man.
That's right. We working.
Hey yo, Capone, I'm on your heels about that reunion joint, man. I'm letting you know now. I will be reaching out when y'all putting that together. We need that joint to stop right here. We know y'all gonna go to Philly and all that. We need that joint. We need you to feel that Delaware look when y'all come out, man. We need that.
We're gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make sure we make it happen.
Say no more, man. I'm on your heels.
We there. We need the exclusive, man. We need the exclusive. Y'all come through our hood. We need the exclusive, man. We need the exclusive for sure.
You gotta go all the way in.
That's right. You gonna get that LA, New York connection.
We need all that. We need all that.
Salute to the concert crew.
Man,
podcast, dope podcast. We had fun today. Yes, I love the energy.
Absolutely,
I can't wait to interview y'all on the Bodega Brothers.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Salute, man.
Man,
from a legend like you, that means a lot, man.
Yeah, word, humbling. You know, when it's all said and done, you know, Smart Thug, Capone is an artist, Lak is an artist. If you could pin your own legacy, what would your legacy be when it's all said and done?
Legacy? You know, I got 3 daughters, man. So, you know what I'm saying? When you first say the word legacy, the first thing I thought of was my kids. But, you know, entrepreneur, man, stand-up dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my legacy is the type of man that I am. You know what I mean? So I can answer it that way, or the entrepreneur, the business mogul, you know, that person that I'm trying to work on, that, you know what I'm saying, that multi-millionaire, almost billionaire dude, that's also a legacy. But when you said legacy, the first thing I thought of was my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Right, as you should.
Legacies is in the building. And that's one thing about why we connected so ill, because we both got 3 daughters.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Like, I'm not talking to a nigga with no kids that want to run wild, reckless, and do wild shit. I'm talking to a nigga with 3 daughters just like me, damn near around the same age. So we got everything in common. So it made it easier for us to work together. It made it easier to see eye to eye on a lot of shit, on mostly everything. Like, we didn't have an argument yet, so that might be coming.
That's great.
Girl, dad.
Sometimes argue with your brother, you know, you might not see shit.
We have disagreements. But
at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
Love at the end of the day.
It all boils down to leaving what we created for our kids to follow up on. You know?
Hell of a legacy.
That's dope.
Right.
Yo, I know y'all got to get ready to go, but yo, man, we thank y'all for coming on the Concert Crew podcast.
Much respect,
Appreciate
man.
y'all, man.
Salute.
I'm on your heels, Capone. About that tour, baby. Smart Hip Hop on the open up. You already pitched that, so we already on that. Yo, we need that.
Salute to the Concert Crew podcast.
Yo, man. Salute to y'all,
Love,
man.
man.
Yo, Wolves EP out right now on all digital platforms. Y'all make sure y'all go buy that,
Support
go stream
that.
that, go everything. Support that. These brothers kicking knowledge. It's refreshing. It's dope. And these times is well needed. Like the stuff they talk about in there, man. So it's dope. Man, yo, man, salute to y'all, man.
Brother.